What up, everybody out there in podcast land? Thank you for tuning in yet again to another episode of the Yeah, I Said It podcast. Branch out of my child. I'm the dad half of this operation, Ross Cooper. We are always expressing with our full capabilities until they might want us in correctional facilities. As always, I am rocking with the best, my co-host. Introduce yourself to the folks on this very special episode, first of the year 2021.
All praises to Allah for such illustrious platform. What up, everybody? Probably the first time seeing my face and all. It's been a minute. Um, First of all, Happy New Year. I know we're late as hell, but that's not our fault. Technology could be a salvation, it could be a damnation. But hopefully this works by the time you guys are hearing this. So hopefully this works and this goes A1. But I know people got their New Year's resolution, and hopefully you can keep that. And I got the easy one for everybody. The easiest one is to listen to the Yeah I Said It podcast.
Word.
Share it with your friends, family, pets, and hell, even your enemies. Enemies need to hear it too. So share with all of them. It's an easy one. Do that for me. But I'm glad it's New Year. It's been a trying last year, but like I said, it's a new year, new day. Hopefully this all works out and we can get started. So let's get it.
All right, so we're gonna do kind of a lightning round. This is our first attempt to go on visual. I apologize, we've been playing with this thing for a little bit, but I think this is gonna work. Like he said, you are seeing us for the first time. For those who are listening on the listening platforms, on the Stitcher, on the Spotify, don't worry, we will still be here, same quality. We'll make it just like you are in the room with us. A lot has happened since we've been gone. So we're gonna kind of just lightning round this thing, let the folks see our faces. But a lot has happened since we've been gone. In no particular order, I'm just gonna fire these things off. We're gonna talk about them. Big thing that happened, right in your backyard. A whole bunch of folk decided to storm the Capitol, and we know who those folk are. You start. Okay, so when you saw that happening, what were your thoughts when you saw this happening? What was the first thing that ran through your mind?
First thing that ran through my mind is like, these motherfuckers is crazy. But but all jokes aside, like seriousness, it's like what I forgot who said it first, but it's two different Americas. Um One's for the privileged people and there's one for the not so privileged people that look like you and me. So
Mhm.
first thing I thought was like, wow, they let them do that. Now, granted, at the end of the day, they all got arrested and they're getting arrested, and the FBI is on their ass, so they're paying for it. But it should have never got to that point, because we all know if Black Lives Matter did something like this, it'd have been more bodies than just 5 people, and
Listen.
you you might have made it you might have made it to the doorstep of the house, and before they started open firing or whatever, tear gas, National Guard, tanks. We saw this before. It happened here in my home city, Baltimore. So in my mind, I was just like, yeah, be lucky you white, because if you wasn't, you wouldn't have made it that far as you did. And also, there's a video of a security guard. You know, me personally, if I have a gun, if I got the strap, I'm not retreating to nobody. And I told you this off here. Like, I got the strap, and there's a whole bunch of people coming towards me. The son was backing up, backing up. I understand he's trying to be resilient. He's not trying to escalate stuff, but I'm sorry. You come any closer, click, click. Emptying the whole clip on everybody. Like, I'm trying to tell you.
See, I want to ride with that, but look, it's 50 of y'all, and I got 7 to 10 shots. So I'm a best case scenario. I drop 7 to 10 of you and get whooped out and killed by the remaining 40.
That's what backup's for. But like
You
I
used
said, they weren't prepared, which is weird considering their God, Mr. Orange, Agent Orange himself, as you like to say, made this started this whole thing and made the exact date, and no one was prepared. But yet, ironically, y'all sent the National Guard and all security forces when they made the decision on Jacob Blake. So you were ready for Black Lives Matter people, but you weren't ready for the MAGA.
And the memes.
Revolutionary.
One of the funniest memes I seen, I think I sent it to you. How come it took the police and National Guard so long to get there? That's because they had to leave the riot and put on their work clothes and then come back. But I'm like, all right, so here's a question for you. And Dr. Boyce Watkins, shout out to Dr. Boyce, for those who pay attention. If you don't know who Dr. Boyce Watkins is, go pay his page a visit. But he raised a very interesting question. I'm curious of your thoughts. There's this one brother, this one officer that's being hailed as a hero because when the mob broke through, he was the brother you saw backing up, right? And it looks like he just had a baton. And the thing is, he's being hailed as a hero because when he was backing up, what they showed was he saw where the Senate floor was and intentionally led the mob the opposite direction so they couldn't get there. And he's being hailed as a hero. Dr. Boyce Watkins brings up emeritusmanumission, where now get this is going to be some harsh language, kind of, sort of. If a slave does something to protect the master, think the brother kind of, sort of, in Django, Samuel Jackson character Django. But if a slave does something to protect the master, he can earn his freedom. Dr. Boyce took a beating for using that kind of terminology, saying this brother ain't no real hero. He just protected master. And I'm like, I want to argue here. I want to be like, no, this brother's a hero. But on the flip of it, it's like, one, regardless of color, fam, you don't pay me enough. You do not pay me enough. This is not in my job description. But two, I'm sorry, this is America. You cannot get around a racial contingent. And as a Black man in this country, I guess you'd have to get in his brain and say, does he consider himself American? Because I'm thinking like, I'm not. This country still has a problem with two things. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal and equal protection under the law. I had to think about it. I don't necessarily know if I ride with Dr. Boyce completely and referring to dude as slave or emeritusmanumission, but the spirit of what he's saying, I'm not putting my life on the line for y'all. This is the same country that can't give me reparations. This is the same country that cannot manage health care for all. This is the same country that is giving people, what, $1,200, $1,800 in a year. I'm risking my life for that. So I'm like, is he a hero? Wave your hand on that one. Wave your hand. And you think, hero or no?
Hell no. But to piggyback what you said, like all the reasons why, like you basically did, you saved master. If it was me being that guard, like it's 50. If I'm not going to empty the clip, which I really want to, by the way, but if I'm not going to empty the clip, I'm backing up right into y'all right into you bastards. I'm gonna lead them right to you. I'm like, oh my God. I didn't know
Don't follow me here.
No, please.
Right to the Senate chamber. Why would you do that?
Why would you? Oh, hi, Senator. How you doing? I'm sorry. You got people here to see you. All right, cool.
You're gonna get this banned the first week, yo. You're banned. Okay, the other piece of this puzzle, the caucasity of it all. I don't know if you saw the videos, but I think I tried to send you a couple. What was fun, and maybe I should have taken such joy in this, right? Because I found it hilarious, literally, and hilarious in an almost cynical kind of way. In the immediate aftermath, watching these folks get yanked off planes and crying, oh my God, what about my kids? Oh, that was gold. But the caucasity, like, so hold up. You was really like, yo, check this out. Honey, I'm gonna go storm the Capitol. Don't worry about it. I'll be back Monday. Like, you really thought you was gonna run up in the Capitol and just get on a plane and go home like nothing happened?
Yeah.
Sounds about white.
Sounds about the caucus. You know the caucus people. Not all caucus people, but the caucus people. You know they
Those
have
that ran
certain
up in the
privilege.
Capitol.
Huh?
Those that ran up in the Capitol. You, like I said, you really thought you were just gonna do that, get on a plane and go home?
Yeah, that's exactly what they thought. You didn't think otherwise. Like, they're not gonna arrest me. This is my civil rights. I'm a revolutionary. I'm caucus. I'm the great caucus. I can come back home to little Johnny and Sarah and be cool. No, it doesn't work like that. This is a new age, kind of, maybe, not really, but yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, because I'm like, so I was just like, listen, if I ran up on a government building, right? I got plans in place. Me and you gonna be in an underground bunker for like a year. We might be in Mexico because Canada will probably send our asses back. Like, I'm not gonna run up to the Capitol and just be like, yeah, we'll be home for dinner. What? What? Who? What? They figured, you know, stop the steal. Like, stop. Just cut it out. That was the craziness of that. What else is popping? What else popping? What else popping?
Oh yeah. I don't know if you heard breaking news. Lil Wayne and Kodak Black and other people got pardoned today, or was it last night?
All right.
Yep. So you know I know you probably heard about the cases for Lil Wayne, and then of course Kodak I think is already in jail for his cases. So he was about to get sentenced, and then I guess good old Trump's like, nah, I got you, partner. You want to have dinner with me? I got you. You ain't going to jail. You good. So everybody's thinking like this was part of Lil Wayne's master plan, that he knew that he was going to go back to jail. So he's like, you know what? Let me get buddy with the president so he can let me go. You know what I'm saying? But
Now,
that's crazy.
Lil Wayne's brain has been fried for a minute. I mean, when he did that one interview talking about I ain't never experienced racism, I'm like, and cancel. We're done here. Because I'm just like, but unpopular truth here. I did not well. I'm from Buffalo, New York, in the glorious Empire State. I'm not from the world's greatest city in the Empire State. Here's where this matters. Unpopular opinion. Me not growing up in the world's greatest city, New York, for those of you who don't know, now you know. You know, speak about the kingdom, you better watch your tongue, sir. But that's a whole different matter. Me not growing up in the world's greatest city meant I was not exposed to the story of the Central Park Five. What was very troubling is how many, if you listen to hip hop and you go back to, you know, the 90s and so on and so forth, there are a shit ton of Trump references. And there are a shit ton of Trump references even by New York rappers. And the thing that blows my mind to this moment, how can you be a New York rapper and understand the history of the Central Park Five, understand this dude took out a full ad calling for the death penalty of Black teenagers and would not recant even after their innocence was proven? How could you come out your face and big up Trump in any way, shape, or form? But this is one of the ways that sadly Black men in hip hop stay losing. Like, yo, there's no way you should be endorsing Trump at all under any circumstances, unless it's in a negative way. Yet here we are. So did Wayne have some kind of master plan? I think he had way too much scissor to have any kind of master plan. Maybe a massive plan.
You're wrong for that.
Hey, call it like I see it, talking like I be it. You know, like, you ain't got the brain capacity. I give Kanye more credit than Wayne.
Yeah, that's saying something.
Kanye only half off. Like, he ain't. You gotta cut through it. Sometimes when you're dealing with certain folks of a certain mental capacity and level of genius, it don't make sense right away, or it makes sense part of the time, not all of the time. But Kanye even said some things that actually register, but how he packages it is like, what? Like, what? Oh, hell no. But yeah, I didn't know those clowns got pardoned. But I didn't know Kodak Black. Can we throw him back? Throw him back. It's cool.
And then, not to be funny, but I know Bobby Smurder sitting there punching the air like, really? I didn't snitch. I stayed 10 toes down. Everybody's talking about free me, and then these mofos get pardoned. I don't get pardoned. What's up with that? What's up
I
with that?
guess
I know he punching there. I know he punching there.
Casanova ain't get pardoned either.
Oh yeah, he's done. Yeah, he's done. His life.
They're gonna try to get Casanova tall numbers. Now, also for clarity's sake, do I love hip hop culture? Yes, rap is a branch of hip hop culture. I'm kind of some of y'all I'm preaching to the choir, but some just put you up to speed. I love hip hop culture. I love rap. It's the most powerful force on earth. It is made by it was curated by black and brown people. However, as you and I have discussed on this show and off air, it requires a certain suspension of common sense to enjoy most mainstream rap. I am not with the free whoever just because. If your dumbass did something to end yourself up in jail, ain't nothing I can say about that. So respectfully, until more facts come out, I'm not sitting there with a free Casanova shirt. I would just use it for example. I guess Cas didn't get pardoned, but when all of your lyrics is murder, 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 kill, 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 nigga, 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 and then you get connected to gang activity, what you think was gonna happen, George? But yeah, I guess Cas didn't get pardoned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
By the way, Bill's Mafia. to all the Baltimore folks. I said it like y'all say it. Bill's Mafia. Ooh.
And guess what, guys? When he watched the NFL, he was a Niners fan. He's not even a Bills fan. So this is all fake. This is all fake. You're just rubbing it in because the Ravens lost. Other than that, you're not even a Ravens fan. You're not even a Bills fan. You're a Niners. So where's the Niners? How about that? Where are they at? At home.
Hold on. Quick question. Two very quick questions for you. One, where was I born and raised? And two, what glorious state is it in? Okay. Just
You're not a fan. You've never been that type of fan. You sounded like a bandwagon right now, like you usually are. But it's okay though. It's all right. You can't even. How you gonna hate from outside the club? You can't even get in.
I don't even say it. Okay. Well, since we kind of touched on it, make it a little lighter. James Harden is now in Well, I'm about to say Jersey. I'm thinking New Jersey Nets. My bad. No disrespect to the dopest borough in the world's greatest city. James Harden is now in Brooklyn. Once Kyrie comes back, I think because I wasn't sold with KD and Kyrie, but seeing how Harden is just plug and play, like this dude walked in the door, just dropped a triple double, dropped another 30. Him and KD seem to be on the same page. The question in the East was, can you beat Milwaukee 4 times in 2 weeks? The question in the East has now become, can you beat Brooklyn 4 times in 2 weeks? I'm not sure anybody in the East has the firepower to do it, especially when Kyrie comes back and, who don't play his defense? Bro, when you got 3 people on your team that can give you 30, how much do you need? Your concern is going to be stopping them dudes. But your thoughts on the trade? You think Houston gave up too much? And 2, do you have anyone not named Brooklyn in the Eastern Conference in the NBA Finals from the East?
Nah, Brooklyn, they gave up a lot, but if it turns out like I think it could turn out and how it's looking, they're going to win a championship. Either if it's not this year, in the next 3 years, they're going to win 1 title. I can almost see that happening. I don't know if it's going to be this year because, like you said, the Heat, when the big 3 came together, they didn't win their first year because they had to figure it out. But second year, they figured it out. Everybody knew their role, and boom, they took off. So I think they'll make the finals this year, but I don't know if they'll beat the Lakers. Um, Kyrie, the James and KD already played together, so they already have chemistry from back in the day. So as you see it now, they both dropping 30 a game together, and Harden dropping 10 assists, looking like a point guard. So the key piece is Kyrie, and we got to see. And I don't know if you heard, but he's coming back supposedly tonight. I don't know who they. I think they play the Cavs tonight, so he's coming back against the Cavs. That's what they said. So I don't know. He had a press conference to kind of explain himself, which he did and he didn't. But Kyrie's a different cat, and I respect it. Like if it was something personal, something mental, I'm all for it because I have my own mental issues. But yeah, the key piece is will Kyrie fit in, and will he be willing to be the third wheel? Because that's what it's looking like it will be, which will be crazy. But I don't know if he wants to do that. But I think they'll figure it out. Like, and the thing is also who's going to take the last shot. That's another thing because you have three people who can make it. We've seen Kyrie do it. We've seen KD do it. Harden can do it from time to time. Maybe not in the playoffs, but in the regular season he can. But it's going to be fun to watch. We just want to see how this all comes together and if they can all coexist together, like on and off the court. Because I know KD and Kyrie are tight. I know KD and Harden are tight. I don't know if Kyrie and Harden are tight enough to, mesh everything together. So what Drake said, we gonna see. It's gonna be fun.
I think it can work. I think it's contingent upon if Harden can see the benefit of playing off ball, and Kyrie can see the benefit of actually being a real point guard. I love him, but what is your career assist average? Like 6. Be a point guard. If you can be a real point guard, you got two of the greatest weapons, offensive weapons ever on either side. There's really, can you take down there anybody off the dribble? Of course. Arguably the greatest handles ever. But at that point, it's just drive and dish. You can get to the hoop anytime you want to. You got two people who can drain a three from Neverland on either side. If Harden can play off ball and Kyrie can be a real point guard and run offense, and I still say he didn't deserve the job, but I think this is where having Steve Nash as a coach is going to be helpful because he is a point guard who ran an offense. So yeah, I think that's what it depends on. Go ahead.
I think it will work too. I don't see them winning a championship this year. I still got my Lakers winning because they have chemistry and LeBron's looking like an MVP still. AD is looking like he could be Defensive Player of the Year again still. So, and they got deeper, so they have a deep team. The Nets aren't deep. They used to be, but they traded away damn near half their team, and Dinwiddie got hurt. I don't know if he's coming back this year. If he does come back, that's a plus because that helps with their bench. But no LeVert, no what's the Afro Thunder? I don't remember his name though. But the Afro guy, it'll come to me. That's sad because I was just playing 2K with him and I still forgot his name. That's crazy. I'm sorry. But yeah, I think it'll work the second year, like how the Heat were. But if it does work the first year, it's a wrap. I don't see any team beating them. If the Lakers can't beat them, who in the West can beat them? I don't think the Clippers can.
But we don't. Do we know what the Clippers are yet? Though, like, there's no Doc Rivers anymore. But can we really say we know what the Clippers are? Because we think they're underperforming based on their roster. But do we know what the Clippers are yet? Any kind of too early to call?
They look good. I think they're number 2 or 3 seed in the West. And Paul George is looking better. Like he's also looking like an MVP candidate again. But with them, it's not about the regular season. It's about the postseason. That's what they're built for.
Right.
So can you beat LA, the other LA, the upstairs LA, the one we actually talk about, not the basement, as Skip Bayless would say, or Shannon Sharp would say. But I mean, we'll see. They beat them already the first time they played, but they did that last year. So
Mhm.
playoff time, we'll see if playoff P turns into playoff P.
Right. Okay. Shifting gears slightly, another thing we need to touch on. We're just lightning around it right now. The vaccine is being rolled out. A whole lot of folks want to get it. I saw yet another, and this is why I always say it's the world's greatest city. It is a little bit cynical when I say it, because the governor of New York, Cuomo, he's all of New York State, of the glorious Empire State, has put out another announcement about how Black people should go ahead and get the vaccine. Spike Lee's ass did an interview. I'm taking the vaccine. And rest in peace to Debo, Tiny Zeus Lister. He was trying to take the vaccine before he unfortunately died. Here's the thing that I keep hearing and keeps bothering me, and you can tell me what you think about it. I keep hearing, not even from just Black people now, but I keep hearing this sentence, this phrase, and it is pissing me off beyond belief. Well, we understand the history of experimentation by the medical community on Black people, but you got to trust science. We understand the mistrust and the skepticism, but you got to trust science. Okay, so I'm not I'm not a PhD, but I can do math, and based on what I can figure here, we have one of two situations when it comes to the vaccine. Either you took 4 months to make it, and you only have 4 months of human trials, or you took 8 months to make it, rolled it out, Operation Warp Speed, and we're all human trials right now. I honestly don't know which one is worse, but I do not understand how you can even utter the phrase, well, we understand the history, but no. Because in my opinion, if you understand the history, there is no but. You understand the history. You understand Tuskegee. You understand the entire field of gynecology is built on experimentation on Black women, no anesthesia, so on and so forth. You understand the history. If you understand the history, there is no but. There is a palpable mistrust of the medical community by Black people. We didn't just make that shit up. There's history to support it. So I am stuck on how so many people can be like, you got to trust the science. What science? It's been 8 months. You couldn't have vaccine in 8 months. Or maybe you did it in 4, and we have 4 months of human trials. Long and short, we don't know what this shit's gonna look like in 2 years, whether you're gonna grow an extra thumb or what. But how can you trust the science on this one? And how can you possibly say, we understand the history, but like, I love you, Spike. Shut the fuck up. A lot of y'all, shut the fuck up. Because if you understand how this country injected people with syphilis for 40 years, I'm not taking shit. But your thoughts, sir?
I agree. I'm not taking shit, and hopefully no one I know takes it. But um, like you said, like the, the history is there, and there's still medical practices now where Black people don't even get the proper care. Not even forgetting the vaccine and the syphilis. It's just simple stuff when you go to the hospital that y'all don't pay attention to that people die from. Well, people of color die from because of lack of attention or whatever. So yeah, with that alone, I wouldn't do it. But oh my cat. Uh, nah, like yeah, you basically said it all for me. Like I'm not taking it. I don't trust it. Like you said, either they took shortcuts to accelerate it, and y'all are all guinea pigs. So, like I said, I didn't mean to be funny or whatever, but let the pawns go first. They are literally letting the pawns go first. Y'all are being pawns, one way or another. Either y'all are the human trials, like you said, or they accelerated. They did human trials, but they didn't wait long enough to see what would happen, like the long term effects of it. And we're already seeing, I don't know if you've seen, but how much you're on the internet, but there's already seen of bad side effects of uh, allergic reactions that can't be healed, people fainting, other issues that occur that wasn't there until you took the damn vaccine. So I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. There's too much evidence that I would not trust that either in the past or even with people I'm seeing taking it looking bad or coming out or after taking it being a different person and not in a good way. Not because you're safe and you're not going to get it, but because something else went wrong and the vaccine is the only thing new that made it happen. So yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna let y'all take it. Have fun with that. I wish black people would be more smart about it, like you said, and I wish black celebrities and black voices
Obama.
listen to when
Shut the fuck up. Oh, excuse me.
yeah.
Sorry. My bad.
Like I said, I wish black voices wouldn't push this so much because it kind of looks like it's an agenda for us to take it first, and I don't like that. Like most things, I would love for black people to be first, but this is not one of them.
No,
This is not one of them.
no.
We don't know what the hell what they're putting into our body, and we don't know what the effects it will do to our bodies. And it just looks like they're basically in a funny way of saying, you know what, y'all can go first. You know, more black people are dying from this, so you know what, you guys can go first, and then we'll see what happens. And then if it works out for y'all, cool. If it doesn't, well, it just a couple more black people dead or whatever. So we won't use it on the good white folk yet. You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, my boy, my man Rich, who is in the BX, that's the Bronx for those not initiated, also in the world's greatest city. But he was telling me, like, ironically, there are a lot of to-do people, rich folk, primarily rich white folk, that are trying to skip the line. So sadly, that's the measure. Like, if you got certain people that are trying to skip the line to get the vaccine, I guess that's an indicator. But like you said, like we said, I'm just asking very common sense questions here. And no, I'm not on board. Now, my problem is there's been rumor, and I gotta see if it's verified or not, but there's been rumor and there's talk that you won't be able to travel unless you get like a certain kind of passport that shows you've been COVID vaccinated.
that's stingy. No,
And I'm like,
let's try it.
it. I don't know because it's like, listen, you can't go to parts of Africa unless you've been vaccinated. Because I try, I try and you try. Let's see both sides of the argument and see where we land on it. And the truth of the matter is, you can't go to certain parts of Africa without being vaccinated. In theory, at least, this is no different. In theory, like I can't just pop up in certain places of Africa unless I've been vaccinated for yellow fever, blah 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 blah. This is just another layer to you can argue like, hey, you just want more vaccine. But like you said, my biggest concern is what's your science? What? All 8 months of it? Like, trust the 8 months of research on it? Yeah, I'm gonna call that a no. I'm gonna go. But it's like the thing is, look, you gotta do something. And I'm putting myself in a situation, in a position of the other side, the other argument. Because I did read an article. I thought it was BS, so I had to fact check it. But the LA County in California, LA County has suspended the typical air quality rules for cremations because they're simply overrun with bodies from COVID. Like, apparently you can only cremate X amount of people because Cali, air pollution, blah, blah, blah. They're like, F that. We have so many backed up bodies. Screw it. Get to it. And I'm like, okay. I don't know if this is the second strain or second wave or what have you, but you got to do something. And the something apparently is the vaccine. Because let's be all the way real with it. I do believe it was Norway that beat this thing by literally just staying in the house. Government was like, yo, stay in the house. And folks stayed in the house. And they beat it. No vaccine. Here, I don't want to wear a mask. He's violating my rights. This is a hoax. This is a government conspiracy. Rip, rip, rip. So we have the highest rates in the world. I'm like, I don't tumble too far down the conspiracy theory rabbit hole. There's a short fence between asking questions and, hey, how's that tinfoil Yankee fitted working out for you? But a whole other country beat this staying in the house. And my suspicion is when they don't have the reasons we do, we as Black people, we as Americans, to distrust their government. So when the government was like, yo, stay in the house, let's beat this thing, I was like, all right, cool, we in this together. But you can't ignore here, it's been a massive wealth transfer. You've squeezed out little guys. Your local mom and pop store probably won't be there when this is over, but Amazon will, but Starbucks will, and Jeff Bezos might be a trillionaire before it's over said and done with, which is a scary, mind-numbing thought. So there's reason here to not trust what we're told, but we got to do something. It's folks dying. A lot of folks dying. Still not taking the vaccine, by the way, but a lot of folks dying.
I mean, in the perfect world, everybody else take the vaccine, and I don't have to. So I mean, don't get this twisted. I'm not saying don't take it. If you feel that it's best for your family or your safety to take it, then go ahead. Knock yourself up. I'm just saying for Black people and Black voices and Black celebrities that people listen to, stop making it seem like the history isn't there. Stop trying to say like this is the only option and like that we should completely just jump off a cliff and trust the government and the medical field when they don't really protect us or even serve us. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, just don't jump off the cliff for it. If you want to do it for yourself to protect yourself and your family, fine. But don't try to push other people to do it and then make them feel bad if they don't do it or whatnot. So I was like, yeah, if you want to take it. I'm not doing it if I don't have to.
Right.
But,
all right. So last thing we're going to touch, we got to get ready to wrap this up. Actually, this one was kind of interesting and touchy, and I've been seeing some different reactions to it. Agent Orange, Tupe fiasco. The president that's moving out today, it's moving day, got banned like off all social media, and everyone's crying censorship. And I'm like, by definition, if the U.S. government has not censored you, it is not censorship. Your First Amendment rights have not been violated. The internet, the founding fathers, and all their divine slavery, white, racist wisdom, never thought of the internet. Excuse me. Never thought of the internet when they were writing this thing. So the internet itself is, I guess, an independent entity, for lack of a better term. But the platforms are privately owned companies. Twitter has a CEO. Facebook has a CEO. As such, as a CEO, I have a right to determine if I want you using my service. Everyone's saying, oh, censorship. What you're missing is A, by legal definition, it's not. B, as a business owner, if this moron was at a rally, because remember, the rush on the Capitol wasn't a tweet. It was at a rally with limited exposure and coverage. So if I'm Mark Zuckerberg, right, and I see 6 people die, this moron said something at a rally, am I going to give you a platform with access to billions to say something else stupid, which may incite more violence and death? No. I'm going to stop you head off the pass. Because the other thing is, as a business owner, hypothetically speaking, I'm going to make this very, very real for a second. If Agent Orange says something on Facebook or Twitter, and all the MAGA white folk unite, and something happens to you, you being Kane, my son, guess who I'm suing? Zuckerberg. Because he used your platform, had access to billions of people, and you did nothing to stop it. So is it censorship? I think it's more of a good business decision. I will argue the point in court of why you can't use my platform before I'm sitting here fighting off lawsuits from the family members of dead people. You think it's censorship, sir?
Yes, I do. By definition, it's censorship because, like I said, they are limiting you from what you can say. Is because if it's truly freedom of speech, if I say something and you prohibit me from saying it anymore, that's by definition censorship. Now, granted, I'm not mad at Trump being censorship because the dumb shit he said. And I thought it was a tweet. I could have swore I seen a tweet where he tweeted that the exact day. I think I seen a tweet of it. So maybe it was a rally too, but I think he tweeted also. So he used his platform, which millions of people follow. Um, yeah, by definition, I would say it's censorship, but I'm not mad at it because he's an idiot. So yeah, but
But how? See, I don't mean to interrupt you to make it quick. I mean, if you're gonna say it's censorship, I think by default, just put it out there, then you ought to be mad at it. Because as a very good friend of mine said, if it is in fact censorship, then the second you and I say something off, we keep saying pigs loud enough for long enough, we could be censored. So if you can't be like, well, it is censorship, but I ain't mad because it's him. Because technically it could be us.
yeah, but we're not exciting. Okay, let's plant bombs at every fucking police station we know. We're
We're
not
not?
saying
Oh,
that.
my bad. We're not.
No, we're not saying that. But um, but no, he said something stupid to basically like be a freedom fighter or whatever. So he incited all this violence and stupidness. We are not saying. I'm saying it's cool to censor him because he's saying stuff that is stupid. That's inciting people to do violent things. If you want to censor someone for that, I can understand it. Do I like it completely? No, but I understand it because you're trying to protect people from themselves. But at the end of the day, like you said too, is also if there is censorship, which it is in my opinion, then we shouldn't be for it. But I don't know. Sometimes two things can be true, and there's special cases where censorship can be a good thing, especially with this idiot, because apparently, obviously, he has followers that are willing to ride or die for him, literally.
Literally.
Literally. So if he has that type of power, that's too much. That's that we because he can say something else and something else will happen because apparently they listen to everything he says. So he's a danger to not only the American people, but to the American people because he incites these people and they listen. Die hard fans. Like I thought Beyonce fans were crazy, but nah, Trump fans, woo! Damn. Damn. Oh, Beehive ain't got nothing on Trump or MAGA.
Dear Beehive, we love you all. Just so we're clear.
Oh no, we're not talking about you in a bad way. Please. I know I love Beyonce. Trust me, I do. Yeah.
You gonna get viral for all the wrong reasons, boy. Like, come on, man.
Hey, bad press is still press, but like I said, I think there's special cases where you have to make special decisions. But in the broad statement, I don't think censorship should happen. Like if you want to speak hate speech, that's cool. That's in your right. That's the freedom of speech. But if you're inciting violence and people are actually listening to, it's one thing if you say it and no one listens. It's like if a tree falls down and no one hears in the empty forest, no one hear it. It's like like if you say something and people are willing to ride and die for that, you gotta get censored a little bit. Like you gotta calm that down. Cause like you said, you don't want to be the platform that's supplying this fool to incite all this violence and stupidity.
True.
Because then they can come look at you like, why are you allowing this? He's using your platform to incite all this. Now,
Exactly.
Granted, it's not all Twitter's fault because he was in office, so all he has to do is make a press conference. So he doesn't really need social media. He can just make a press conference or like you said, have a rally and still do the same things that social media does. It's just easier for them to probably use social media because it's a quick type of your fingers. But I mean, media is media. I mean,
but it is what it isn't, because again, social media does not qualify as press. The First Amendment is freedom of speech,
it might.
freedom of press. Right now, it doesn't. That's the reason Zuckerberg can say, "Hey, F you, I'm shutting you down." And that's the part people keep missing. Like, it is a business. It has a CEO. Like, if you want to say, "Hey, that wasn't right," argument. Censorship, not by legal definition. Not, you can ask your mom, not by legal definition.
A literal
The
definition.
internet is not protected per se under the internet is, I think, well, the internet is free ground. But if you're using that platform, put it this way, if you don't want to get shut down, make your own platform. There's nothing stopping you from doing it. But if you are on someone else's platform, you play by their rules. There's that old parenting joke, my house, my rules. You want, leave the doors open, leave the AC on, get your own house. That's like, censorship. There's censorship in maybe, but you can get your own platform, problem solved. Like, the reality of the situation is, if Trump started a MAGA social media platform, you're gonna have some followers. You're gonna have some followers. So I'm like, and then you can't get shut down. You can't get quote unquote censored. And that's the part I think people keep missing. But we're gonna wrap this thing up. It is awesome to go visual. It is awesome to see you. I'm gonna kind of skip the run it back recap for this week. Yeah, we're taking this thing to new heights this year. We got our own YouTube channel now, so check us out on YouTube. Audio-wise, the game has not changed. We'll still be Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, dang near everywhere you get your podcast from. We back. We back. Now you can see us. By all means, still hit us up on the social media platforms, hit us up on the email. We love hearing comments and topics. But other than that, first show of 2021 down. Speaking for myself, thank you for watching the Yeah Said It podcast. Peace.
Yes.